Well, hello, welcome back to Pat Bear's Garage. I had intended to do episode 3 on the Rambler and go over the vacuum wiper system. Well, I ended up filming an hour and a half of content, and it was all for naught because the pump just wasn't up to snuff. Or maybe my electric pump, vacuum pump's not going to work. So I decided to go a different route and probably convert it to electric. I came over last night and I thought, well, I'm going to refilm that episode. And then I got over here, got everything set up, ready to go, got a phone call, had to go back to work. So when I finally got back to the shop, I didn't have time to record it. So once again, I did some work that you didn't get to watch, but I will explain it to you. Emergency brake. I couldn't get enough leverage. I couldn't get enough leverage on the foot pedal inside to set the brake. I mean, it would hold it on like level ground in a very slight wind. Any pressure at all and it would roll. It would hold it with the wheels off the ground in park. It would hold them from turning until you gave it any gas. So not quite good enough. And felt like I was going to blow my kneecap out trying to push down on it. So I was looking at the electric e-brakes. All the new cars have them. And I went online. I was all prepared to buy one. It's like, cheapest one I found without any cables was $489 from Speedway Motors. And I just thought, holy crap. First off, I can't afford that right now. I'm tapped out. I'm just trying to get as much done at a low buck as I can without being unsafe. And then I got to thinking, well, what the heck do they use? And those use linear actuators. So long story short, last night in about 2 hours, I ended up setting up a system. Of course, I I went on Amazon. I ordered a 4-inch stroke, 12 volt linear actuator. 4-inch stroke on it. It's like a foot long altogether. Comes with little clevises for each end. 300 pounds push or pull. One system advertised 600 pounds, and then you hook it to 2 cables, so it's 300 pounds of cable. Then I read some manuals and it says, 40 pounds of pull on the cable should be enough to energize your brakes. And so I just kind of guessed. I bought a 300 pound that we're going to split into 2 ways. So it's 150 pounds pull on each cable. Works just fine. Works great, in fact. I have not done the electrical part. I hooked it up to electric last night to check it. It took me, like I said, 2.5 hours to build this. A grand total of parts, tax included, $47.61. Okay? $47.61 for something that they want $500 to $600 for in a kit form. It does not have the circuitry to stop it if it overloads, but you give it about a 3-second count. You can kind of hear the motor, and you can kind of tell when it's getting close to being done. They do make a little Adreno type board on Amazon that you can get, and it is, I think it's $26, $36, something like that, and it will do the exact same thing. This actuator came with a toggle switch that has reversing polarity built into the switch, so you can engage it and disengage it with one switch. I'm just going to listen, see how it works manually that way. But let me get you up here so you can actually see it. Okay, let me get you over here. I'm going to turn you back around. I might have to speed that up. Well, you can see it right there. Whoa. Right here. Well, right there. little actuator. Let's go underneath. That might be easier to get a better look at it. The lighting's not the best. So here, let's do this. Okay, here's a linear actuator. Okay, here's a little linear actuator. Before, how I had this hooked up before. It's over here. Here is the little double bracket. My cable come into here. My brake cable went into here. My brake cable went into here. Yeah, somebody driving through the parking lot. The brake cable coming through here. It had the little stud on the end, and you made your adjustments here, and the cables pull over here. I'm hoping you're getting a good shot of this. Well, let me get this back over here. Okay, so here's one of the brackets that just pins on here through the actuator rod. And what I did was I took this bracket, I put a bolt in it, welded the bolt in place, and that gives me something for it to rub against, you know, when it goes in and out. On the actuator itself, look up here, it kind of bottoms out here. I put a little bit of a gap there. I took a piece of 3/4 inch tubing, square tubing, bent to 90 or bent here. So it goes up here and it welds into here. It welds back into here. Then this other clevis, which is the same as this one, it bolts to the base of the linear actuator, and I just drilled a couple holes here to hold it. So, you know, it's got a little bit of a, but it's pinned in. Okay, and this runs back and forth just as smooth as silk. I got to run the wiring and install the switch. It works great. So I'd recommend, if you want to do that, and you've got the room underneath. Now, I wish I could have got this up higher because I can get my hand up here. But I already had all this welded to my cross member and all the brake stuff terminated here. And literally, it didn't take any time at all. It took longer to try to figure out what I wanted to do for this side brace, because most of the pressure is going to be pushing against, you know, it's pulling this way, so this is trying to go that way. So it's a captive audience. So this just basically supports the weight so it doesn't rub and cock sideways or something in there. But works really well. I could probably give you a quick demonstration. I didn't intend to do this today, but I think I'll do it anyway. Because then you guys can kind of see that, you know, my thing is, don't be afraid of trying something. I mean, you know, I think that's what I like the best is when I try. Let's see, that's the ground. You guys watching over there? Okay. I gotta use my jump pack, and I gotta kind of hold my mouth just right, and I got it backwards. So that goes there. Okay, try this again. Okay, you guys ready? And there you have it. You could probably play pretty tight. Before with the foot pedal, I could pull that cable down. I think that might have been the last video, but that doesn't move. And these tires don't even think about moving. So then when you want to release it, it does have internal stops. So what I did was I ran it all the way out until it stopped on its own. Then I put the bolt in, I made my adjustments where it pulled up the slack out of these. So now when you go to run it back the other way, you don't have to worry about stopping at the right spot, because it will automatically stop when it bottoms out, and that's where I decided to set the full release for the system. And so then There you go. Emergency brake off. Easy peasy. Under $50 for what they want to charge you, $500 to $600 for the kit. And if you wanted the electronics that would stop it, and it's another, what I say, $26, I think. If you get the simpler one, it's a 10 amp and it has a potentiometer, you can adjust it down. So you can adjust it. You just keep adjusting it till it stops about where you want it. You know, like where I stopped it might have been a little bit further than I would normally go. But it's 300 pounds it's pulling this way or pushing that way, whichever you want to call it. But it works great. So I got to put my switch in. I actually have a working emergency brake now, or before. And another thing is, I don't remember, I said in the other, I think I brought it up in one of the other videos, that this stinking cable, I'm going to hold you over there. You see that cable up in there? Well, we'll get there too. We'll get up there. See the brake cable there? That thing rubs when I turn left. It's terrible. It's absolutely awful. Get your turn back around over here. Come on. So, that being said, I think what I'm going to try to work on tonight is we're going to do a little bit of let me go turn that battery pack off. I guess you can still see me over there. Yeah, you might have lost me. I don't want that short out. I believe I was working on, yeah, where'd it go? Well, I guess it lost me, didn't it? I guess I went out of, there we go. All right, I'm back up. I think what I want to work on now is we need to start on, I need to probably cut off the cable for the emergency brake and remove the emergency brake pedal. So I think I'm going to try to do that. So I'm going to put you on pause for a second so we don't waste film. Yeah, all righty, back under the car. We've got to get this cable out of here. And well, I was kind of bummed out, to be honest with you, because I worked, like I said, about an hour and a half on that windshield washer, a windshield wiper motor, and it just was not cooperating. What that is, a 5/16. So I fought with that, and then I thought, you know, not that my other content isn't boring, that this was really boring, because I redid all of it and put it back on there, and it wouldn't even, and it might, honestly, it might work better hooked to the motor, where it has a lot more vacuum. Then I got to thinking, it's a computer controlled supercharged motor, which has pressure. So I got to remember that if I change something, that it might have a check engine light. Okay, I cut this with a death wheel a minute ago out under that fender. So I'm hoping, oh yeah. I mean, it was rubbing the crap out of that poor insulation. I don't know if you probably can't see it. It's not really bad right there. But that, it cut really hard underneath here, but up there in that fender well, to say it cut like butter, oh, it was almost, man, it cut easy. So I'm not even sure what we got going here, but I think what we need to do now is, I've been working part of the time off of a ladder. And that's just not the safest way to, do things, okay? You come up to my height, there we go. And if I gotta crawl into this thing, I'm gonna pull that cable out up here. I wanna lower it down. My lift has a leak. I have a bend pack I don't have a wildfire like the other guys do. And, you know, I paid retail. I gave $3,200 for this 10 years ago. I love the lift. It goes up way quicker than a lot of them. It holds a lot of weight. It's a 9,000 pound. I put my Dodge 3/4 ton extended cab quad cab, 2001. It's pretty heavy. I mean, I want to say it was 9,800 pounds, if I remember right. Or maybe 8,900 pounds empty. I put it on here, and it literally, you put the wheels at the front chock, and the back ones are just centered on the very edge of the back of the lift. And it picks it up just as easy as it picks this up. Let me go turn my air on so I can raise this up so I can lower it back down where we can get in here and look. Okay, now I gotta change. All right, I have some very interesting wiring. This used to be a greenhouse complex down here years ago. It has a weird electric. Now we can go up. Okay, yeah. All right, let's go up so I can come down. All right, see how fast that goes up? And that goes down. We're gonna lower her down where we can see inside of it. But I don't think I want to have to crawl in it. Okay. Here's a safety tip. I don't trust them locked, so I always raise it up and then back down once I relieve that pressure. I lubed up my handle. It just opens as nice and smooth now. It might not be, okay, so it's a wee bit high. So I think we're gonna bring her down a little further. But you have to go up before you can go down. And I usually let the pressure off a little more because that ram's leaking. And that's still a little bit high, but not excessively high. I mean, I think we both can see. Although I don't think you're going to be able to see me unbolting stuff around this corner. Like I said, some of this is boring. And when I was doing the cool stuff, welding little brackets and bending stuff, I was just so short a time. It's like, and I'm trying to learn this videography stuff. And I don't even know how that bolts in there. I should have looked at the manual or at least grabbed my flashlight. Like I said, prior planning. Yeah, I'm looking for where, oh, here it is. Oh, I knew where it was at. Let me get my little, here's something else I got. This little folding step stool. I know you guys don't want to know about this, but you push it up and you fold it in. My mom bought one of these years ago from Home Shopping, but you could stuff that anywhere. But I tell you what, I use this more and more just to get a little leg up. And it must have a pretty good weight rating because I'm 230 and it doesn't complain at all. Okay, so wow, that looks like about a 9/16. Oh, I'm gonna hip likes to not cooperate. So let me get a 9/16. It's a 9/16 fine thread. I've noticed that a lot on these Ramblers. That's one of the things I've noticed. Is that I use a lot of fine threaded bolts. The cross member bolts were fine thread. You know, I wish I had a smaller. Well, I think maybe I do. Well, yes. Well, let's just do this. Don't get sick. Oh, round and round you go. Hang on. I know, I could have paused it. It'd been really easy. But what's the fun in that? So I'm gonna try my little inside here. Let's see if we can let you see inside. Just as much as I can. Oh. Okay, as you can see, big old bolts right here, fine threads. Okay, for some reason, I go a certain direction. It's not like there's any weight on it. I'm really hoping that these are studs and not, yeah, probably could have been better with a little ratchet or something, huh? Yeah, I know what you're saying. Wow, ouch, watch the funny bone. Not funny. All right, I'll get a ratchet. It just means I gotta walk around yapping some more. Or I know you could probably say, hey, just be quiet. 14. Okay. All right, hear that? Houston, we have liftoff. Crap, I don't need to be long, does it? Oh, that's better. All right, we're gonna get rid of this. And actually, I might be able to put me like a dead pedal over here. I have a little 2007 Toyota Matrix. It was my mom's car when she passed away. And it has a dead pedal over here. And it's really comfortable. It just gives you a place, and then if you need to kind of push back and reposition in your seat. All right. Well, then if I need to mount anything in here, if I don't mount a trash bag, I got two big studs right here. I can mount that in there. All right, get out there. All right. Oh crap, there's a third one. Oh, is that a fourth one? No way. Well, I guess they didn't want that thing falling off. Holy moly. I did not see that one up there. How did you tell me about that? Oh, my flashlight's not having a good day. There, okay. All right. Yeah, my wiring, I need to clean the wiring up a little bit, but I still have more wiring to put in. I need to figure out where I want to put my switch for my Mercy brake. And then also, I have an alarm I want to put on it. So when we're on vacation, you know, these old cars, don't take nothing to get into them. Sorry for the little owl once in a while, but I have a hip. Now it wants to work. Okay. Okay. Now hopefully I don't have anything attached and don't have anything up here. I don't want to rip any wiring out or anything like that. Okay, there we go. All right, get out of there. All right, for sale, slightly used. Man, it really didn't have that much leverage. Well, somebody had the Rambler. Now look at that leg room. Yeah, now I might be able to put a little speaker box in there or something. Oh, look at this. Here you go. Score. Man, I needed these when I needed to put my torque converter on there. Nice little solid steel spacers. Washer. Look at that. Some good stuff right there. Yeah, way more room. I have to build a custom kick pound, but man, boy, if I need to mount something here, well, a spare tire would fit there. Okay, there's my pass-through, my last pass-through. And then this car had, I don't know if you can see them up there, circuit breakers, which I used one of the old ones. I put a new one in, but I left this old one here. And then I really need to mark, this is my LED flasher, that's my turn signal flasher. Most of these have a marking of some kind on them. And I need to reseal my fresh air vent inside and out. And this hole has to be sealed up before we get into any wet driving. All right, so But what I'm thinking, I'm kind of thinking, about putting that, well, I got an opening over here. You can't see it yet. Let me go up a little more. I got an opening right here in the bottom of the dash. I might try to drill a hole right here and put my emergency brake up in this corner. I don't have any other holes here, and well, I could probably put it there too. This is where the old park used to slide a lever here. Used to be park, and the push buttons up here. But I don't know if I ever showed any close-ups of this stuff here. Oh, sorry. Can you see this? This is the old push button. I think this was neutral and start. And this was, I think there's 3 buttons here, and these 2 buttons. This was reverse. This was neutral and start. And it had a vacuum switch on the back of it. So when you push the park in, there was no vacuum because the engine was off. It had a little micro switch back there that would engage the starter. I have a start button now. Well, I had a start button when I got it. Somebody had already put one in. I swapped it out to a newer one. And then this button does the air ride and compressor, my check engine light, and then my torque converter lock, unlock, which I think I'm gonna put labels up here for each button. I think that would be cool. But it still keeps the classic look of the Rambler. The light still uses the same light switch. I brought a brand new switch and put in it. Another weird thing about a Rambler is your parking lights, they only work in the parking light position, or running lights, as we call them. And when you turn your headlights on, you didn't have your front tail lights, your front running lights would go off. Your back ones would stay on. But there was an extra pin on it, so I basically just jumpered across, because I like to have the lights across the front all the time when the lights are on. You know, here's my OBD2 port. Now, vintage air, which we need to charge up, and another thing, I got to put drains on it. But then if you look back over, I don't know if you can see that or not, there's the computer over there, back there, and it goes through the firewall where the heat vents used to come through. I got to make sure that's all sealed up good. But I put that in here by the airflow so it would keep that computer in a warmer spot. I still need to glue down all my carpets and if I could get that seat to go back about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, it would really give me a little bit better. It has good leg room to where it's at. But, oh, did I get a stain on that carpet? Man, what is that? Is that wet? No. Oh, I stepped in that stupid hydraulic oil from my lift. Okay, that's what it was. All right, well, that's kind of irritating. Well, that was an easy fix. I think for right now, I'm gonna shut that door. And I'm gonna go grab some supper, and I'll see you here in a little bit. All right, 82 Chevette diesel, brand new glow plugs. Let's see if it fixes it. Woohoo! Sounds like it. eBay. 74,000 original miles. Purrs like a kitten. Fuel gauge doesn't work. Exhaust leak.